Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Tuesday Tea. My name's Maddie.
I'm Carly.
And
Nope.
it is...
Say it again. I was trying to say the name Carly differently because remember,
I
I
liked
always
that.
say it the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm Carly.
Yeah, not great, not great.
It's like Finding Dory.
Oh, I'm doing the whale
Yeah.
voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love Finding Dory.
It's a great movie. Did you hear Ellen scrammed to
Yeah.
Europe?
Scram. She's a goner. A lot of people are suspicious that Ellen left the U.S. because of the P. Diddy scandal. She's blaming it on the election.
Yep.
But if I were to bet, I'd say she's on the P. Diddy list.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think she is.
I think she is too.
From the things I've been reading, she definitely is.
Wow.
And Google is not the source of truth, everybody.
Yeah. What'd you read? Do you remember?
Oh, just a bunch of articles in the deep dark web.
What'd they say? What did
She's
Ellen
a part
do?
of it. I think she's just so intertwined. I remember they were showing like Justin Bieber stuff with Ellen too.
Mm-hmm.
And there were little hints of like, okay, she for sure was involved. When everything came out with her being mean,
Yeah.
that was really sad. And then we knew that one girl that was on the production team, and allegedly it's confirmed, but we heard it from her, and it's just so sad because I remember I watched her every day after school with a Sprite. It was like my highlight.
The Sprite.
I had a Sprite
Oh my
every
gosh.
single day after school or after volleyball practice.
Wait, how old?
High school I would watch.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so pure.
It was like a highlight of my day.
I love that.
I loved her. I really hope, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but the fact that she's bopping to Europe is concerning.
It is a little concerning.
There's no chance she's leaving because of the election.
No,
I'm sorry.
like, you gotta be so dramatic.
Yeah.
Be so for real.
Yeah.
She's fleeing the country.
Yeah. And she was here for Trump's first presidency.
No,
No.
I don't believe it for a second.
Me either.
I think hopefully when these P. Diddy lists come out, I just hope that they come out.
Me
I hope
too.
that it's not like Epstein where we never find out. I hope that everyone is exposed. I bet you $1 million that Ellen is on that list.
That's really sad. Do we have like a current status of the trial and dates and everything like that?
I'm sure there is, but I don't know. We'll have to look that up and recap it on next week's episode.
Yeah, when
Be
things are
up
going to
to
get
date.
rolling.
Yeah.
I assume it would be quicker than the average because of just the severity of the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, that's going to be fascinating. Do you think they're going to film it? I bet they will.
I know that the trial up to this point has not been filmed because it's not like public.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, because the lady that testified.
Yeah, the
wasn't
trial
filmed.
is happening right now, but it's just not.
Okay.
It's not public, which I'm so disappointed because you know the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial?
Yeah.
I've never followed a case live in court like that until
Yeah.
that trial. It was so interesting.
Yeah.
I had it on every day. I was
Mhm.
watching it live and I just loved it. I loved being a part of it, and I wish that they would do that more often for, high stakes. I
Yeah.
don't know. if
They're
that's
not
right.
thinking about
Yeah,
us.
mhm.
Like, how selfish could you be?
It's literally so rude.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a very complex decision if we do filming crews or
Mhm.
not in there. And this is probably so touchy, especially even just for the government.
Yeah.
And I think it's deeper than any of us know. So I assume that it would be a very bold decision to have it televised, but do it for the frickin' people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what the frick?
Speaking of case updates,
Yes.
have you heard the Hannah Kobayashi updates?
Yes.
So I just want to go over
Briefly.
it really quick because we
Yeah.
touched on it a lot last week, but there are some insane updates.
It's a scam, right? There's a whole marriage scam and immigration experience happening.
Yes.
What in the heck is happening?
So the whole thing was that she was this missing person, right? But now we know that she's voluntarily missing. So there's footage that came out of her taking a bus to the border of Mexico and
Mhm.
crossing over the border of Mexico. She left her phone in LAX. That's why the last ping was in LA. So she doesn't.
did?
Yeah, she doesn't have her phone. She's just a free woman. The biggest part of the scandal is that she was involved, like you said, in a green card scandal. So her and her ex-boyfriend, which we don't even know if they're really exes now because they might have just played up the breakup so that they can make these new relationships seem more realistic. But her and her ex were going to marry a couple from Argentina, and they were getting paid to do that so that the Argentinian people could come over and have their green cards. So that's what the whole New York trip was about. They were going there to have all these photo shoots, basically to document their fake relationship and make it look real, like in the movie The Proposal. You know how they if you're trying to get a green card through marriage, it's very difficult. You have to prove that you're in a relationship.
Mhm.
So that
Yeah.
was the point of their New York trip. Something happened on the flight from Hawaii to LA that made her not want to continue on with that. And that explains all the weird texts that she was sending her family about being scammed out of her money. That explains the Venmo payments that she was getting from those people. but something happened to where she didn't want to do it anymore. We don't know why, but then she went to Mexico. But you know what the most annoying part is for me personally?
Yeah.
Her family knew.
Yeah.
Her family knew that this was going on and they had a GoFundMe account going.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Talk about refund.
Yeah. And they had said publicly, this behavior is really not normal for Hannah. She never does anything like this. When, you know what? NBCLA has reported that she has done this before. She has gone missing before. Like she's just gone MIA on her family. So it's not unusual behavior, actually. It's not.
Do you want to know what? This is so frustrating because there are real missing people out there, and so much media attention has gone to her.
Yeah.
And
like she has to know, right?
This whole time, even the family knew all of the attention and funds and money are going towards someone that is not missing when we could be actually investigating people and spending time searching for the actual missing people.
Yeah.
That is crap.
I wonder if how much she knows about it. Like, is she in Mexico and is she fully aware of the gravity of this situation? Or does she not really comprehend what's happening? Because I feel like if this started as some sort of scheme to get money through GoFundMe or media presence or whatever, like it has gotten so out of hand. Can you imagine how stressful that probably is for her? Granted, if that is the case, it would be self-induced stress, so I don't really feel bad.
Sure.
But it's like, it has blown up. It's a national thing.
I would be curious if she is aware. I imagine she is.
Yeah.
But if she isn't, it isn't necessarily her fault. But as of right now, with the facts we have, I would blame more the mom and the sister and the aunt because they're allowing all this attention to continue to be funneled towards her.
Yeah.
When they're aware it's false.
And you know what's interesting? The family hired a lawyer, and the lawyer is also representing Hannah. And it's like, how does that work? I'm no lawyer, so I don't know the technical terms. Maybe if you're a lawyer, you can chime in. But how does it work if you're representing someone that isn't present? Like, that's missing.
That's weird.
How is that possible?
Yeah,
so that makes me think that maybe Hannah's been in contact with the family, and the family is just not telling people that.
This is bonkers.
The only thing that does not make sense is the dad's suicide. Like, that's the only thing that does not add up. Because if they knew, which allegedly the family knew that she was in Mexico, they knew more than what we knew at the time of his death. So it doesn't make sense that he would do that. That's the only thing that's like the puzzle's not puzzling.
Right. Understandable. It's not a clear corner piece that you could just slide in. Were the mom and the dad together though?
I don't think so. And I don't think that the dad was that present in her life growing up.
That makes me think they weren't together, so maybe he was not aware because he wasn't married to her.
And maybe the rest of the family was aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Maybe he was not educated on everything going on and he was genuinely trying to find have a search mission happen.
Yeah.
What in the world? I mean, I want to give benefit of the doubt, but I don't know who to give it to, if it's to the family or to Hannah or to the ex-boyfriend or all of this. I'm shook. And if she did all of this crazy scheme for media purposes, that's just really unfortunate. And I wonder how GoFundMe is going to step up and handle this.
Yeah, give the people back their money.
I know, but it's not GoFundMe's problem. But when you're in that kind of industry, I guess you're taking the risk that people could lie for money, whatever kind of treatment or accidents, whether or not they're true. Yeah. But this is such a sensation right now that it's going to be really sensitive. And anytime you mess with people's money, it gets really dicey.
Yeah. This just made me think of a story that I saw here in Nashville. It was a guy, it's very random, kind of off topic, but you'll see where my mind went. So this this guy was at a gas station and he was robbed at gunpoint. And they took his they took his car and they took his card and his phone. They took everything from him. And they went and used his account to get DoorDash, and they DoorDashed food to their location. So he called the police and was like, I've been robbed, whatever. They ordered DoorDash. I know where they are. They have DoorDash coming. And DoorDash would not give the police the address of the person because it was against their policy or whatever. Even though it would help solve this crime. So it makes me think that GoFundMe, even though they could give this money back, it's not in their policy to do that. Even though the situation would make sense. Yeah, they wouldn't do anything about it.
That's so annoying for DoorDash though, because it's you have all of the investigative data right now.
Yeah.
And nobody has to do the hard work. Just hand
Yeah.
it over.
Exactly.
Like criminals just criminaled and you're just going to hold it in.
Yeah.
Like what a power trip.
I know.
Relax.
I know. Relax, DoorDash.
Yeah. Uber Eats would never do that. Yeah. This is going to be really interesting how this unravels with Hannah.
Yeah.
I think that there's got to be some legal action that has to happen too eventually.
Yeah. And I think the public's just annoyed. Like everyone's just fed up.
agree.
We just all feel scammed by
Agreed.
this, and it's just not good. So we'll see. It'll probably fizzle out, is my guess. But I do know that the people that donated money, the people that invested a lot, are gonna want answers.
I understand.
Yeah.
I fully understand and I expect it.
Yeah.
I'm one of those waiting
Yeah.
on the seat of my pants.
Exactly.
Seat of my on the pants of my seat.
Is it seat or seed of my pants?
I'm waiting on the seat of my pants.
think it's
that
seat.
can't be it.
I thought it was seat. Let
That
me
is
look it
not
up.
the phrase. I'm waiting on the seat of my pants. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. No, it is by the seat of your pants. To do something
Oh.
without a plan, relying on
You're flying by the seat of
improvisation.
your pants.
Yeah.
Not
Mhm.
waiting on the seat of my pants.
Yeah, flying by the seat of my pants.
I was like, why does that not sound right? That doesn't feel right at all.
Well, anyways, we really just jumped right into that. Hello,
Yeah.
welcome to the episode.
Yes. Happy mid-December.
It's mid-December.
I know.
Can you believe that?
I'm so scared the joke of see you next year is coming in quick.
Yeah, but it is literally just a few weeks from now.
It is.
It's
Grapes under the
almost-
table.
Yeah,
If
it's
you know, you
almost
know.
Christmas. Wait. Oh, woof. Have you guys heard of that? Grapes under the table?
Grapes under the table. I just don't know if they're red or green.
Mm.
So I'm going to have to dig into that a little
Yeah.
bit. Does anybody else do grapes under the table and has it worked?
Can you explain what that is to us?
Oh, yeah. They say if you do grapes under the table at New Year's Eve, you find your person that year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's they?
The general populace.
Are we going to try it?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how many people we can get under that table.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see who'd like to join me under the table.
Yeah. That's a fun little wives' tale. Did you do that last year?
No, I've never done it.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
the heck. This year's the year.
This past New Year's would have been a little weird for me to do it.
Oh, okay. But this year it makes sense.
Yeah, the
You're in
atten-
the position. You're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, I'm going to stretch.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
to
like
get
it.
under the table. Do you have any life updates you'd like to share?
I just finished a new book that I really liked. I've been in my rom-com era, if you will.
Yeah.
And the author, Abby Jimenez. I don't know
Jimenez.
if I'm Jimenez.
Jimenez?
Yeah.
Or Jimenez, one of the two.
Have you read her books before?
I've read Yours Truly, which
Okay.
is the second book of Part of Your World.
Mm.
I didn't know it was a sequel, so I read the second book.
Shoot.
But I loved her writing style
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
It's like Emily Henry.
Yeah.
Very easy to read.
That's what I thought too. And I love Emily Henry. I read like all of her books, which I do have a little bit of beef with Emily Henry.
I want no spoilers
Okay.
because remember, we preserve Emily Henry books for vacation,
Yes.
the special moments.
But I'm going to tell you one book you never should read by her.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Happy Place?
Yes. Wait, how'd you know that?
I don't know. Well, remember when our friend told me not to read it because of the season of life I was in?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Well, maybe we should talk about it when I read it, about why you don't like it and you have beef with.
I don't think you should ever read it.
What is it? Just the plot?
It's horrible.
It's just not a good book.
No. All of her books, except that book, are amazing. Don't get
Okay.
me wrong. I'm a huge fan. Like, People We Meet on Vacation, Beach Read, love those
Book
books.
Lovers.
Book Lovers? I love that book.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Happy Place, 0 out of 10.
I'd be curious if you're the unpopular opinion on that.
Well, I have a friend who reads a lot. She was reading it at the same time as me, and
Yeah.
we were texting back and forth about it. We both felt the same. Like, it was
Oh.
painful to get through this
Was
book.
it just slow?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, it was a little slow, but the plot was just so petty and childish. It was just one of those books where you're like, everything can be solved from a simple conversation. Like, there was no point in the drama. The drama was just frustrating because it was stupid.
Interesting.
I hate when shows are like that, where it's like, you're just annoyed at the characters because they're just making dumb decisions over and over.
Yeah.
It's that
It's
type of
maddening.
book. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just hated it. I literally hate. And the main character, the guy, wasn't even good. Like, he was.
That's so not standard for Emily.
I know.
Emily, we should check in.
Yeah, I just the whole premise, I just hated it.
Have you read Kristen Hannah books?
No.
Oh. Kristen Hannah, Emily Henry, Abby Jimenez, all 3 out of 3. Really great writing
Okay.
styles. Very like easy reads.
I'll have to write that down
Yeah.
because I do really like Abby's books.
Yeah, so you just read Just for the Summer?
Yes,
I have not read that one.
it's really good. It was my first one by her.
Okay.
Our friend Brittany recommended it to
Yeah.
me. And yeah, it was like the perfect balance of romance, friendship, family drama, personal growth. It was like all of that combined. I feel like sometimes Colleen Hoover's another author. I obviously like everyone loves her, but sometimes her books, it's solely about the romance and it can get kind of repetitive
So
reading a
repetitive.
couple. This one was a really good balance of like all these different aspects of life for the main character and I just really thoroughly enjoyed it. So definitely recommend if you guys are
Yay.
looking for an audiobook. I did learn that you can run out of minutes on audiobook on Spotify. Did you know that?
Shoot, no.
It's so annoying.
Shucks.
Yeah.
That's not good. Have you ever heard of the Libby app?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have the Libby app, but the books I want are always on hold and I have to
Okay.
wait for them for like 2 months.
I have 6 library cards in my Libby app, so you can have my logins for all those library cards.
Why do you have so many library cards?
I just open a library account everywhere I move to,
Oh,
and I
okay.
just keep them all now.
Nice.
So anytime something's out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check the next library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart actually.
Yeah.
So that's my life update. Do you have any life updates?
I don't have a lot. I've been working a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually planned the framework of the British Columbia road trip for the family vacation. If you guys
Nice.
have heard, I won the family vacation competition, so now I had to plan the whole thing. So we got flights and everything for that, so that's taken up a lot of time. But I do have an interesting question for you.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
It's one of my favorite segments of all time, and it's called Am I the Asshole?
We need to do that on this podcast.
We do. It's like, it's the easiest conversation piece because there's always, to those stories, there's always several different perspectives and like context you need and background.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I just love unpacking the Am I the Asshole stories.
Yeah.
But I allowed you to run it back on the apps and start setting up more dates. I took maybe, a month or 2 off.
Yeah.
Just life blew up a little bit. So I was like, you know what? We're going to pump the brakes on some dates. I think I got some good practice in. Let's just simmer down.
We went a little hard at the beginning. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I'm running Carly's Hinge for her. So I'm setting her up basically on like kind of blind dates with these guys.
Yeah, she does everything. The point was I didn't want to be on the apps to lose hope. And also, I don't want to get into the comparison thing or like the image thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to chat a lot before I go on a date.
Yeah.
Well, this guy wants to chat, which is fine. I've been very clear. I'm very busy. I don't have a lot of time. He's very understanding. He's very excited.
Okay.
He's got a lot of energy.
He uses a lot of emojis.
A lot of emojis, a lot of exclamation points. And honestly, I like it because it's like, in my past, there's sometimes been a little bit more blandness, and that kind of makes you want to feel a little quieter. And I appreciate the energy. But I would say
refreshing.
It is refreshing. I think we're getting close to the line of this is too much, having not met. But we're not there yet, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So, are you ready for the Am I the Asshole?
I'm ready.
I told him I was free this upcoming Tuesday. I said, just let me know when and where.
Uh-huh.
And he said, Chick-fil-A.
No. As a joke?
No. Okay, just work with me here.
Okay.
I can see the fact that we go on such a fun, casual date is something to write home about. Like, that could be like, wow, she doesn't need the fancy dinner and drinks, which I don't. I actually don't.
Yeah.
But maybe for a first date, is it wrong if I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to go for the chicken nugs in a hard booth that's sticky from child's fingers and throw up.
Yeah, and kids screaming in the play gym behind you.
Right. And that doesn't make me high maintenance. Like, I really, again, I'm not like, I don't need the fancy.
Yeah.
The fancy pants.
You don't need to go to a 5-star steakhouse.
No.
Have you had any conversations about Chick-fil-A? Is this any sort of inside joke that you've had?
Yes, he had asked me, are you the type of girl that needs a reservation? That's what he had asked me. And I was like, no, not at all. Okay.
Says the girl who literally makes reservations.
No,
like
right. But to be like doted on, like, I don't need that. We don't need a place that like, whatever, has a extensive wine menu. We don't need that. So he had said, can we go on a date this past Monday? And I said, hey, I'm working really late, but if for some reason I get off early, I will let you know.
Okay.
And he said, okay, so that means we don't need to go to a place that requires reservations. I was like, oh no, like we could just do like a walk-in place, no problem. And he goes, okay, so Chick-fil-A. And I go, ha, that's like, yeah, no problem. That was a week ago. When I followed up about my availability for this Tuesday, I said, just let me know when and where. He said, we're going to Chick-fil-A.
I'm curious if this is like a joke
I
for
know, but
him.
I don't know how to respond. If I respond like, haha, okay, but really,
No, I think he might be serious about Chick-fil-A, but I think he might be doing that as a joke.
Okay, but are we going to Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I think he's serious that you guys are going to go, but I think it's kind of like a cutesy, like, haha, okay, we're going to Chick-fil-A.
Look, we are on the same wavelength. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just
Yeah.
spending. I don't want to go to Chick-fil-A. Like, fluorescent lighting. Fluorescent,
Not the fluorescent lighting.
fluorescent lighting.
Oh, heavens.
I don't want ketchup packets
Yeah.
flying left and right. I am fine with Chick-fil-A, but I would say that might be a date 5.
Yeah.
I think I am the asshole.
No, I
'Cause
don't think you are.
expect.
I think he knows that you don't expect that. I think he also knows that like dates should be fancier. I think he thinks that this is funny and endearing. I think that's what's happening.
It's not endearing.
It's not.
It should be a bit, and then we close the chapter of the bit, and we actually book a place that is proper for a first date.
Yeah.
It could even be a coffee shop. I'm not saying it like it doesn't have to be a dinner. I'd prefer it actually not to be a dinner, but
Yeah.
I don't want to go to McDonald's
Yeah.
either.
You guys could just go get ice cream or something. Like it doesn't need to be
Right. I don't know why I feel in my heart like, holy crap, am I wrong for like actually not wanting to go there?
No. I think if there was no joke behind it, I think this would be the biggest red flag in the whole world.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little bit of a joke for him, so like that makes it like questionable. I don't think that you're wrong for not wanting to go because I absolutely would not want to go. But
I don't know how to respond
I
because I
know.
actually kind of want to be okay with suggesting somewhere else. But like I also want him to lead it, and he
Yeah.
is leading it,
yeah.
which is great. And I don't want to yuck his yum. I really don't. But I genuinely don't know how I feel walking into a Chick-fil-A meeting a guy for the first time.
Yeah, and
Like, I
you're
wanna-
29 years old.
Exactly. Like I want to pick his brain.
Yeah.
And man, I probably sound crazy saying it. Like, of course you can pick a guy's brain and learn about him in a Chick-fil-A. Yes, of course. I know that. It's the setting. It's like the atmosphere. You want the atmosphere to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would be comfortable in a Chick-fil-A.
I think if you are to go, which I think you should because you've invested so much time talking to this guy already, like you have to see it through. You have to at least go
Yeah.
on one date. I think you need to go into it with the mindset of like, this is funny and romantic. Like, this isn't serious. Like, he's not seriously thinking Chick-fil-A is the perfect first date spot. You just need
Yeah.
to convince yourself
Yeah.
that this is a funny joke. It's a bit, we're running with it.
Yeah.
And you just have to get in that
I
mindset
don't-
to enjoy it.
I don't think I'm going to do it. I really want to go on a first date with him, but I do not want to go to Chick-fil-A.
Maybe you should respond to him and be like something along the lines of like, okay, really, where are we going? I think Chick-fil-A is maybe the 5th date spot or something like that.
Or what if I'm like, I need a drink? Like Chick-fil-A doesn't have alcohol. Honestly, would love to meet for a drink, and then Chick-fil-A can be next.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe you could blame it on your work. Say, I have to work late, so I think I'm just going to end up eating dinner there. Could we go grab a drink and then we could save Chick-fil-A for the next one? Very polar opposite of that, there was another man on Hinge who reached out this morning,
Oh,
and
no.
he seems very nice, very
no.
sweet. He's Christian.
What's
And you
good?
know what he said? He said, I don't really like to chat on here, but I would love to take Carly out for a
Love.
coffee this week if she's free.
Love. Can
And
I
I was like,
see?
what polar opposite from the guy that she's currently talking to who chats up the yin yang?
Did he add 10 exclamation points to the end?
No, no exclamation
Wait, I wanna
points,
see him.
No emojis.
Oh, we'll see him after.
And
Okay.
he's 6'4".
Oh,
And he's a Christian.
oh, is he?
He's cute. And he plays volleyball.
What's the texture of him? Like, what's the vibe?
The texture.
Yeah.
A little rugged.
Okay.
No, he has brown hair. He's really cute. He seems just like a normal guy, a
Okay.
normal Joe,
Okay.
you know? Not too girly, not too feminine, not a lumberjack, just a guy.
Okay.
Yeah. He seems cool. Next week,
down.
we'll have some updates for you guys.
Okay, so I actually really want to pick your brain on something.
Yeah.
So, over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, Taylor Swift released her coffee table book.
A coffee table
A
book.
coffee table book.
What?
It's a proper Eras Tour coffee table book.
Okay. Is it cute?
That wouldn't be the first word I used to describe it, but understandable question. It's bright and colorful and glittery.
Oh, okay.
It's like a thick coffee table book.
Wow.
And it's supposed to be about the Eras Tour. Sold 816,000 copies over the weekend. Already a New York Times bestseller.
What?
I consider myself a fan of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Folklore, 10 out of 10.
Really? Is that your favorite album?
Okay. Speak Now, I think, is my favorite album.
Mhm.
I saw that one live. I like Red. and I love folklore. When she
Mhm.
went a little more indie,
Mhm.
I loved that
Yeah.
so much. What about you? What's your favorite album?
Red and 19, is it 89?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Blank Space and You Got That What's that song?
Yeah, Style.
Yeah, I love that song
Yeah.
so much.
I also like the Lover album too.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
a good
more
one.
of like a pop music gal,
Okay.
I would say,
Yeah.
with Taylor Swift.
You don't like the depressing,
No.
slow ballads like me.
I like some of that stuff, but those are not my favorite.
Have you heard Exile with Bon Iver?
Mhm.
Oof.
I like Willow. I would say that's my favorite song from like her indie girl.
That's on Evermore, I think.
Okay.
And I don't think I've actually listened to Evermore, and I don't think I've listened to Lover. I only know Lover, the
Oh,
song.
you gotta listen.
Sometimes I'll hear her music and I'm like, what album is this from? Because I really like it.
Yeah.
And I'll text Brittany and she's like, how do you not know this song? But she has a lot of music out.
She does.
And if you're not an album girly, like I'm not,
Yeah.
unless it's a very specific artist, I miss songs.
See, that's the only time I'm an album girl is for Taylor Swift.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think I listened to Taylor Swift that much. At least I didn't think I did this year, but
Yeah.
she was my number 2 on my Spotify Wrapped.
Was she really?
Yeah, and I was shocked
Oh,
by
that's
that.
right. I was shocked too.
Yeah, because I really like she didn't come out with anything new. I think when she comes out with something new, I play it over and over till I like it because I feel like I don't normally like it at first and then I like repeat it and then I love it.
Oh, interesting.
But yes, I was shocked by that.
So, did you listen to her new album? Because I never listened to it. The 58 song album.
Oh, the Poets Society
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
No, I never really got into that one.
I never listened to it.
Yeah, so I don't know why she was my number 2. I feel like that's
Weird.
rigged.
Interesting.
Maybe just throwback songs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, okay, it sold a bajillion copies, right? I think
Yeah.
it sold 1 million within the first week, but the weekend release was 816,000 copies.
Wow.
People will buy anything because it's her,
Yeah.
right? There is an outrage. There is an outrage happening within the Taylor Swift community.
Why?
Nobody spell checked the book.
You are lying.
The amount of grammatical and spelling errors.
No.
Tours are missing in the book. The Eras tour dates and venues. Pages are printed upside down.
No.
Pictures are pixelated. They're like, they didn't necessarily have exclusive photos for just the book from the tour. That's fine. But they took stock photos and screenshots of stock photos, you can tell, and put them into the book. So they're pixelated and you can tell their screenshot quality. Outfits printed in the wrong color. Like many, many, many spelling errors. This Is Me Trying, you know that song?
Mhm.
I've been having a hard time adjusting. I had the shiniest wheels, now they're rusting.
That's good.
Thank you.
Sing it, girl.
Folklore. Depressing song, love it.
Yeah.
This Is Me Rying.
No.
Okay.
Are you sure that's real?
100%. But hold on. We know Taylor Swift to be the most meticulous,
Yes.
Easter egg,
Mm-hmm.
intentional public figure, in my opinion, probably of all time.
Yeah.
Everything is very intentional.
Yeah.
So, could this really be unintentional errors? This many? Could this really be an accident? I don't know what the purpose would be of upside down pages, printing. Basically, like, how can there be this many slip-ups on accident?
Yeah.
Like, is it this much of a dumpster fire? But it just shows anything can be a New York Times bestseller
Yeah.
if it's Taylor Swift or like something like that. You know, it's so subpar and it's still a New
Yeah.
York Times bestseller.
I feel like it would be so Taylor Swift though to find a way to use that to her advantage. Be like,
But
oh, it was on purpose.
in
It's all
what-
these context clues.
So is that a cover up or like what are the clues of mistakes, I guess?
Yeah.
There is an outrage within fans because
They're
like,
mad.
They're mad.
Really?
Because they're like, we just spent all this money and there was no intentionality or attention to detail
Yeah.
for someone that is so focused on details
Yeah.
in this book.
I'm surprised that the Swiftie community would be mad because in my eyes it seems like a community where she could do no wrong. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
she could never mess up.
Yeah.
So I'm actually like kind of impressed that they're standing their ground on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's really surprising for that level of a person to release a book. Who in the world was on the review team?
Oh, they're fired. They're done.
I don't understand.
Whoever edited that, they're done.
I mean, and at the end of the day, with all this AI and Chat GPT
yeah.
that can detect that kind of stuff, how in the world was this missed?
I don't know.
And so many mistakes. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
one thing or two
That's
things.
crazy.
I know. I'm shocked. I'd be
Yeah.
curious how she responds to it or if it was intentional.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, that's happening. It's been very interesting watching that unravel.
Yeah. If we have any Swifties that have opinions, let us
Would
know
love
your
to know. Yeah,
thoughts
this is not
because
anti-Taylor Swift. We're just fascinated at what's going on.
yeah, that is like very shocking.
It is. I agree.
So you ready to get into these workplace stories?
I'm so excited. The gems I have.
I know. Do you have any crazy workplace stories or no?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Not willing to share.
Yeah, you unfortunately Carly has signed a few NDAs. Maybe one day we will be able to get the tea, but
Yeah.
I have a few stories.
Okay.
So, back in the day in college, I used to be a princess at kids' birthday parties. Like I would dress up as Cinderella, Ariel, Frozen, you name it. I would be a clown. One time I was a troll. Like I was all the characters at kids' birthday parties. And I would go around every weekend. Honestly, it was the best job ever because it was only on the weekends. It was only during party hours. So it was like I wasn't working late at night. It wasn't super early in the morning.
What was the pay?
So every year that you were with the company, your pay increased, but I think it was around like $60 a party, and each party was an hour.
Oh, that's not bad. I was thinking it was going to be like an 8-hour party. I'm like,
No,
60 is horrible.
yeah, each party was an hour. If it was longer than an hour, you got more. And then you got tips on top of that. So, and it was all under the table.
Oh,
So I don't know how
from
that
a company?
works. Yeah, it
That's
was all cash.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
dear.
didn't have to pay any taxes.
Oh, let's go. IRS.
Yeah.
Close your ears.
Woo! Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. Always.
But in college, that was good money. Like,
Yeah.
it was a really good gig for the time of life that I was in. But boy, oh boy, do I have some stories. First of all, in my party years, Cinderella would be drunk. I'm not going to lie to you. Well, not drunk.
She's
Se-
reeking of
Yeah,
alcohol.
severely hungover.
Thank goodness kids' birthday parties don't start at 7. You
Yeah,
know, where you come straight from the
literally.
party.
Yeah, like we'll say I went to a party and I like stayed over at the party or something or at my friend's house. I would have to like get up the next day, do my makeup in the bathroom, like or in the car,
Sticky floors.
roll on over to this party. Sometimes I was just unwell, I'm painting these kids' faces, but
Where'd you keep all the costumes?
so every week we would have to go to the lady's house and she would give us the costumes.
Oh, okay.
And then we'd have to get our makeup all done up. I had to wear wigs. It was like this whole thing. But it was so much fun. I'll post some pictures on our
Please do.
Instagram story
Please
so you guys
do.
can see. Some of the stories that come to mind though, one of them I was dressed up as Ariel. So I'm in the shell bra. I got the tail on. Like it's a whole thing. I locked my keys in the car.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And so I had to call AAA to come get the keys out of my car. He shows up. I'm in a mermaid costume. And I'm like trying to make light of this. I'm like, I don't normally dress like this. He was not having it. Dead silent.
No.
Just silent as I'm standing there in a fishtail.
Oh.
Oh, it was
What a lob for him to hit a home run and just enjoy the experience
I know.
together.
It was really something.
What a miss.
One time I got rear-ended as Elsa. And I had to
Oh
get
my gosh.
I had to get out of the car and like
The luck.
exchange information with this man.
Your blonde wig.
Yeah. Oh, awful. People would like be driving on the freeway. They'd be like honking at me, waving at me. If I had to get gas, it was a scene.
I can't. This is so good.
Yeah, because sometimes I'd have parties all day, back to back to back. I'd have to go through a drive-through for dinner,
Hey.
in my wig.
We do it for the cash.
Yeah, I
do
know.
it for the cash.
It was really such a funny time in life.
You do have a really good princess face, I feel
Wow,
like.
that's very nice of you
You're
to
so
say.
welcome. I really do. Like, you could fit the face of all those princesses.
I think if you do the makeup right and you have the wig on, you'd be surprised like how you could pull off different characters.
Bet. We should try that. We should try that sometime. That's incredible.
One that was like really bad was I was dressed up, I believe it was Elsa, and I was with a guy from the company who was like Captain America or something. And so I was standing outside waiting for him to get his costume on, and I accidentally stood on an anthill. And ants went all up my leg, bit the heck out of my leg.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh my gosh, freaked out. I'm like, my legs are on fire. They're burning, itching. We go into this party. I start having an allergic reaction. I'm painting a kid's face. I'll never forget. Everything goes white.
Oh.
Literally everything goes white. I couldn't see. I was literally
Maddie.
blind.
Maddie.
I know. And my hand, as I was painting, I was looking at my hand. It's red, blotchy, swollen. Like I was not okay.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
to leave. I had to go to the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And then I had to get like a steroid shot in my butt.
Did Captain America drive drive you?
No.
Ugh.
I drove myself. I like sat
Oh
in the car.
You did not drive
I know. I
yourself.
should have called 911.
The hero has one job.
I know.
He's supposed to fly you there.
He had to take care of the party.
Oh.
I had to leave this
You're like,
party.
I'm
Oh, it
gonna
was
leave
awful.
you to it.
Yeah, it was
Oh
awful.
my goodness.
I know.
I had no idea all the jobs you did.
Yeah.
You've told me about, I think, just the job itself, but never those stories.
I know. There's really so many stories.
How many years did you end up doing it?
I did it all throughout college. I think 4 years.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
Yeah, and I think I did it for a little bit after college too. For a while.
How the heck did you find that?
It was a friend of a friend. Some girl in our dorm like posted it on our dorm website, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds fun."
You know, weekend warrior.
Yeah.
I'm a weekend warrior. I would love to dress up like a princess.
The only thing was you had to sing, and we've talked about this before on this podcast. I am not a good singer.
Sorry, you had to sing. At what point did you have to sing?
In the party. It was like you
you
read a story, and you gather everyone together, you read a story, you crown the birthday princess, and then you have to sing a song together, and then you play games.
Did we forget the singing in the audition?
I was very transparent with my boss. I was like, listen, face painting, I'm great. I can do it. Games, great. I'm charismatic. I can, schmooze the parents. Singing, I'm out. And she's like, it's fine. You just turn up the music because you bring like a little stereo or a radio, and I would just turn it up really loud, and then I would like have the kids sing along with me. Sometimes it worked better than others, Sometimes the kids were really into it. Sometimes dead silent, It just really depends. But I would turn the music up loud enough to where it was like fine.
I cannot unsee you in this role. Like
I
you are
know.
leading the charge of this party.
Oh yeah, you are the person at the party. And you have to take pictures with everyone. When you were Ariel, you got a lot of drunk uncles, the creepy dads taking pictures with you. Yeah, it was interesting.
What kind of Maddie came out once the costume was on and the wig was on?
Is the most outgoing Maddie you've ever seen.
Very type A, like leading the charge,
yeah,
carrying the team on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
It was fun. It was a really fun job. I would recommend to people if you're like in college or something.
I think we need to start brainstorming of how to bring this to Nashville because we have a princess in our midst. This is epic. Which was the most uncomfortable costume?
The Cinderella one that I had to wear was really tight.
I've got to see photos right now.
Yeah. Or you know what? I lied.
What?
Rapunzel. Because that wig,
What
would hurt.
Is it really,
so
really, really long?
Literally to the floor and so heavy. And you had to like bobby pin it to your head.
Were these like Spirit Halloween outfit quality or did the boss
they were
hand make them?
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice quality. They were like the big, I had to have the like big corset thing. It was a whole thing.
I can't believe, I have got to see pictures ASAP.
I know.
This is amazing.
I'll post them.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we uncovered a new level of our friendship because I can't unsee you leading the charge at a party with children following you and going like this with the stereo, starting to sing.
Yeah.
I can't unsee it. And it's in like a backyard. It's just epic. With
It
all
was
these
really-
dads being like, damn.
It was really a fun time in my life.
Oh my gosh, watch all the wives be like, ugh, look at our husbands just watch.
As I'm reeking of tequila.
Yes.
They probably could smell me from a mile away.
Good. $60. I wonder, this is my business, Carly, like what the woman was charging the party. Because then you certainly did not get all of it.
No, I think it was about like half and half. But it was pretty good. I'd make like $500 a weekend. Yeah, and like college, that was really good.
Wait, 60 a party?
Yeah,
Oh, plus tips.
I would do probably around like 3 to 4 parties on Saturday, maybe 2 to 3 on Sunday.
I've got to get into this industry. Okay, this is epic, and I can't wait to see photos.
All right, we ready to get into these stories?
I'm so excited.
Okay, my first one. Girls, I got a story to tell that I haven't been able to speak about since it happened. Back in 2019, I started working for a well-known corporate company that starts with a G and ends with an E. We use it every day to look things up.
I know it.
Yeah.
I can guess.
Hey, pick me. I know it. Try not to get sued. But anyway, at the time, I had just graduated college. I started accidentally dating my boss.
Wait, you started accidentally dating your boss.
That's-
How does that happen? He just winds up in your sheets?
He was a man in his mid-30s, very sweet. We didn't meet at work. We met at a grocery store across from one of the offices in the city. I had just moved to the city at the time, and he asked for any good coffee shops nearby. He was really nice, gave me his number so I could always ask for recommendations in the city. Time goes by. A week later, we're texting. We get coffee. He seems normal, says he's single, but we don't talk about work. Then a week later, it's my first day on the job, and he's my boss. Wait, how does he not know if he's your boss? Wouldn't he like...
Wouldn't he know your name?
Yeah.
Also, how did he not hire you?
Yeah, I don't know. That's,
The hiring manager always is a part of the interview process.
well, I
Google might do it
guess,
different, or
yeah.
Google might do it differently.
You. We both just say hello and laughed about it. I stopped contact with him outside of work because it's just weird, but tell me why when Christmas time comes around and we're at the work Christmas party, he brings a girl who he comes up to me and he tells me it's his sister. I didn't think anything of it. Eventually, we all had a little too much to drink. I started chatting with him and somehow I ended up in the family restroom hooking up with him. When I come out of the restroom after the deed was done, his sister comes up to me and tells me to stay away from her husband. I was so shocked and embarrassed. I ran
What?
back in the restroom and cried. She later came up to me and apologized for being rude. She'd said they'd been together for 12 years, had 3 kids, and she suspected
Oh!
him of cheating with a coworker and felt very insecure when she saw me.
Did she not know 5 minutes before they came out sweating from the bathroom?
I guess not. But she knew. She knew her
What a
gut.
piece of scum. To lie and say your sister?
I know.
She's right there.
Literally the
It'd be
audacity.
different if, like, it was in the past and like, oh, that was my sister.
Yeah.
She's right there.
Yeah. That
What
reminds me of the New Girl episode when Schmidt brings Cece and
Oh my
that
gosh,
old
yes.
girlfriend to
Yes,
the work
yes,
party.
yes. And not Karen. What's her name? Oh my gosh, what's her name?
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh, okay.
I told her what had happened and she cried and apologized, but she walked away.
She
You are a girl's
apologized.
girl. I
And
love you. I'm so proud of you for doing that.
That's so nice of you. That had to have been very scary and hard.
I later told him to leave me alone and I would just only speak to him if I had to at work. Surprisingly, no one at work ever found out, and I just 3 weeks ago got a new job and I don't have to see him ever again. He did show up at my place a couple times, but I never gave him the time of day again. I've been super ashamed to speak about the story, but this is my
Aw.
holiday work drama.
You have no reason to be ashamed.
No, you did not know that he
No.
was married. He's a scumbag, and you are a queen, and you went to the wife and told her what
Yes.
happened. I applaud you.
And you stayed in your job. That
Yeah.
has to take a lot of strength and frustration. And you didn't report him. Like, I wonder if that crossed her mind to report him
Yeah.
about that.
I'm sure Google has or
Yeah.
I'm sure Schmooshel has a great HR system.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, huh?
No, you have nothing to be ashamed about.
No, you
at
don't.
all.
And I'm glad that you could get that off your chest finally. She said she's been holding it in since 2019. She hasn't told anybody.
Oh my gosh, 5
Yeah.
years.
We're honored.
And she just left her job.
Yeah. We are honored and we are so proud of you.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't hard on the heart for her to stay in the job because she clearly didn't have feelings for him.
Yeah.
She was just grossed out by him and he sucks. So that probably helped a little bit, but just the sheer circumstance of what had happened is so aggressive.
Yeah.
What a butthole.
I know. What a jerk.
I wonder if his wife left him.
I hope so.
Me too. All right, my first one. We've been noticing small mysterious changes over the last month in our office. A square of brand new carpet being torn up and replaced in the hallway.
What?
The runner in front of the cafeteria disappeared a few weeks ago, and we got a brand new one. Parts of the hallway have been strangely roped off. We also just had securities installed in all of the work hallways. We're all very confused. The situation was finally brought up and discussed in a private meeting. An employee has been randomly pooping throughout the building during business hours. These have been rather large piles of poop that people have narrowly missed stepping in. This is a very professional workplace, which makes this entire situation all the more perplexing. This person is still on the loose and it could be anyone.
Not the pooper. The pooper on the loose. I'm so sorry.
That's just like a gasping story.
I wonder if there's like,
They installed cameras.
well, yeah.
Can you imagine being the security person watching someone for the first time squat and be like, we got him.
We got him. There he is.
We got
the pooper.
him. Blackbird is on the move.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like a homeless person that gets into the building or something. I would be stunned if it's an employee.
During business hours.
Okay, whenever security footage captures this person, we need to know about it.
We'll post it on our story.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, but yeah. How disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Okay, my next one. I work in a coffee shop and there was a girl who used to work there and she met her boyfriend working. Everything was fine. She was always possessive, but she was young and in love. Well, one day they were working together.
She was always possessive.
Yeah.
I love that. Don't look at him. He's mine.
Yeah, literally. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, one day they were working together, and another one of my coworkers, who for reference is over 10 years older than everyone else and has a husband and a young child, she calls everyone darling, honey, etc. Well, when the boyfriend was leaving, we have different start and finishing times for each employee. The coworker just said her usual bye, darling. And about a half hour later, the girlfriend goes up to her in the kitchen and says, "You're lucky it was you saying that to my boyfriend, or I would have cut your throat with this knife." Like, we all knew she was possessive, but that day we found out she was crazy and delusional. Anyways, love the podcast.
Ending on a light note.
Can you imagine
Bonkers.
your coworker threatening to cut your throat with a knife? We need HR.
I hope someone told that man that that's how she's talking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have a girlfriend that's threatening to slit throats.
Maybe he was scared of her.
Yeah, honestly. Honestly.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
To the sweet old woman.
You work at a cafe. You got to be pure.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Anyone who calls people darling or honey is so sweet.
Yeah, she belongs. We need more of those in the cafes.
Yeah.
How dare she? Get that evil banana shit out of here. Like,
not the banana
go,
shit.
go work at a speakeasy or something.
Literally.
Oh, that's good. All right. My next one. It all started at my work Christmas party. We have one co-owner, we'll call him Bob, and his wife is named Deborah. Deborah started an argument with one of the secretaries, who we'll call Susie. Nobody had heard the start of Deborah and Susie's argument, but it was pretty back and forth exchange of insults and increasing volume. At one point, Deborah said something like, "I don't know why you're arguing, just admit it, you're having sex with my husband." Susie suddenly looked confused and didn't say anything back. Then someone from the back of the room yelled, "No, Susie isn't shagging your husband, it's Gary."
No! The plot twist!
At which point, Gary and Bob, who are both sitting next to Susie, go absolutely bright red and wouldn't look at anyone. Deborah, the wife, had a moment of stunned silence, mumbled an apology to Susie, and went and sat back down, just staring into space for about 10 minutes before getting up and calmly, if slightly shakily, walking out. Gary never came back in, and a month later, Bob, the co-owner, sold his portion of the company to the two other co-owners and moved abroad. It was a shame because Bob was the only one of the three that actually knew what the company did. And get this, Susie actually lucked out because she was actually shagging one of the other owners, and his wife is actually batshit. Susie caught a break.
Susie, the plot twist. Who was the person that said, "No, it's Gary"?
I know.
Like, who was that? How did they know?
The pot stir.
Yeah.
The pot stir.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know.
That is wild.
The liquid courage it took to just announce.
Imagine being at that party.
Yeah. Iconic.
Oh.
Horrible.
That's a movie right there.
Yeah, it is.
That is hilarious.
I know.
And
Christmas parties. What's going on?
Yeah, it is the Christmas parties. You give people a little bit of liquor.
Yeah.
And I swear there's something about coworkers that can be so sketchy.
Yeah.
I would bet that of all the different environments that people are in day to day, like gym, work, friend groups, whatever, work probably has the most affairs out of all of them.
Yeah.
When people go on these trips, like we're in Nashville, it's a big convention city for like business trips and people like that. They're all going out to Broadway.
I think you're asking for it.
Yeah, like all these coworkers are going out, getting drunk, partying together. It's just a recipe for disaster.
It is a recipe for disaster.
My ex, one of his jobs, him and just one girl would go on work trips together. And she was like our age.
Nope.
They would literally go stay in a hotel, go out to dinners.
No.
And I'm like, this is so inappropriate.
Like, is there anything the company can retroactively do to help as much as they can prevent? If people want to bang train, they will. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But is there anything that can be done to help prevent affairs? Because it's just horrible. Like, I remember people saying go to happy hours at hotel bars because you'll meet people or like businessmen traveling. I'm like, I actually wouldn't want to do that because the amount of tan line rings you see because people are taking off their wedding ring is disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No, I agree. It is just
scum.
It is. It's so sad. Okay, my next one. I work in healthcare. Last week, I met the new hire rep that will be working with me here and there in the future. We had an instant connection. When I shook his hand and looked in his eyes, I knew this was something special.
Shoot.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about this man and the conversations that we've shared. I've never felt this sort of feeling in my entire life.
Oh, no.
When he's in the exact same room as me, I can feel his presence being drawn to me. I'm trying extremely hard to stay professional. I have to stay professional for the sakes of our jobs. What am I even feeling? Oh, and did I mention he's married? Crying of heartache already.
I was just going to say, I mean, if he's a higher up, get with him. If he's not your direct supervisor, who cares?
He's married.
I'm so sorry. That sucks.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, and also if he feels the attraction and y'all go on a work trip, come on, just don't do it. Don't do it. But I get it. Like, that sucks. Okay, again, make up a narrative.
Yeah, we need to get the ick for this man.
He hates Christmas.
He hates Christmas.
He hates Christmas. That'll do it.
He poisoned his neighbor's dog.
With meatballs, and he put poison inside the meatballs and threw them over the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he thought about it.
He uses only inhumane traps. See, I think that's icky. Carly doesn't.
Yeah.
We have differing opinions on that one.
I'm scared of mice and rats.
He
has a pet rat.
He has lice.
He has lice.
He has gingivitis. He has fungus in his toes.
I'm
trying to think of, like,
I think
gross
that's it.
things.
That did it.
He has really bad breath all the time.
And also, just because he's hot and he has charm does not make him a good person. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Because that's just factual.
Yeah, it is factual.
And sometimes you don't want the charming ones. Also, if you feel the attraction and he's married, you don't want a man that feels attracted or like gives the attracted vibe.
Yeah, is flirty with someone who's not his wife.
Because that surely would happen if you guys were together.
Yes, he will do that to you.
So there we are.
Yeah.
Did we help?
We hate him.
Yeah.
Did we help?
He sucks. Okay, good. All right, my last one. Are you ready? This is a good one. This one's from my brother. Holler if you're listening. We had a table tennis table for breaks at work. One worker was really good and was absolutely unbeatable, but not arrogant about it, just a bit of fun. We came into work one day and someone had snapped all the handles off the table tennis paddles, bent the net, stomped on all the balls, and kicked in the table.
Oh.
Someone had come in at night and put the table tennis table out of action. A big mystery ensued.
Oh.
Who sabotaged the table? The management checked the office CCTV a couple of days later. It was the office champion. He had actually been beaten by the food delivery guy when working late and smashed up the table. He somehow managed to hold on to his job by the skin of his teeth, blaming stress.
Oh.
He left about 6 months later because of the shame.
Oh, because of the shame. He couldn't handle.
Oh my gosh.
He couldn't handle his new reputation.
Yeah. His win streak had been shattered.
Not by the delivery man.
Can you imagine the delivery guy leaving just like,
Yeah.
he had no idea what he had just done to this man's life.
And he just cracked. He cracked under the pressure.
He lost his career because of
it. Oh
it.
my gosh, that is hilarious.
I know. I'll never forget that story and I really like it.
I love that he left because of the shame.
Yes. So many mysteries too to solve these days in the workplace. Who's pooping? Who's breaking the ping pong tables?
A lot going on.
Gosh, that's good.
Okay, this is my last one.
Okay.
I work in surgery at a pretty old hospital, and one of my work besties needed me to come get her out of the operating room so she could go potty, if you know what I'm saying. She came back and apologized that it took so long and told me that the toilet clogged and overflowed all over the bathroom and her poop fell onto the floor.
Not that. No.
She panicked and didn't know what to do, so she went and told our manager, and he asked her if she picked up her poop off the ground, and she told him no, and he told her to call maintenance. She called maintenance and told them that she walked into the bathroom and someone else's poop was lying on the floor, and there was water everywhere, and they needed to go clean it. Safe to say, no one uses that crusty old bathroom with the unpoopable toilet anymore.
Oh my gosh, that's so tragic. Also, the beauty though of having a maintenance team.
Yeah.
Imagine not having a maintenance team. Also, I love that you were honest about it to your manager that it was your poop.
I love that the manager was like, well, did you pick it up?
Yeah. No.
That is so funny.
Oh my God, that actually kind of makes me a little sick.
Yeah.
Thinking about that.
Oh.
No, literally.
That reminds me, this is going to be a little TMI, you guys, but I haven't clogged a toilet in a really long time.
How many days since Maddie has clogged a toilet? It's the whiteboard thing.
It has been years. And the other month, it was a few months ago, I was at my sister's house and I had an early flight in the morning and my brother-in-law was taking me to the airport. And I woke up, I used the restroom, and unfortunately I did clog the toilet. And so he came downstairs and I'm like, Kyle, do you have a plunger? I clogged the toilet. And he's like, yeah. So he got me a plunger. I'm in the bathroom plunging the toilet.
Going to town.
And then I get out of the bathroom, and then we find out that my ex is engaged. And it was just like the most cinematic movie start of a day. Like
back-to-back
I
tragedies.
had to wake up early. I'm rushing. I clogged the toilet. I'm plunging the toilet. I get out. I find my ex is getting married.
Round 2.
And it was just so funny. And honestly, that's me and my brother's favorite moment together. Like we were just talking about it the other week. It was just a bonding experience.
That's
for
special
us.
for sure.
He was there on a really tough morning.
Yeah. You definitely grew a little hair on your chest that morning. That's very humbling.
It was.
Yeah.
But we bonded.
That's hilarious.
I'm not afraid to own up to my poop stories.
No,
That's
I like
one
that.
thing about me. Yeah.
This was fun. This was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Thank you guys for writing in the stories. Next week's episode will be a doozy, I think. I'm not going to say anything else except you're going to want to be here for it, maybe.
Yeah,
We got good, big plans for the rest of the year.
we do.
So make sure you guys are following us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, the whole shebang, so that you can submit your